Hey, Spencer here from leadingworshipwell.com. This is the place where we talk about how to lead yourself well, lead your church well, and lead worship well. I want to give you another quick tip for this Sunday. Before you lead this Sunday, something super simple that you can implement into your worship ministry this week, not just information, but application. I want you to ask yourself this question, first of all. What do I want worship to look like in my church? Think about Sunday morning, you're up on stage in front of your church, or maybe you don't have a stage. People say that all the time. I don't have a stage. Okay, you don't have a stage. You're in front of the people of your church. You're standing at your microphone. You're looking out. You're in the third song of your worship set. What do you want to see? How do you want people to worship in your church? And not that we force people to worship in a specific way, but I think we all have expectations as a worship leader that our church would look a specific way. And I just want to say, first of all, people worship in different ways. So just because somebody's standing there like this and they're singing along, that doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't worshiping, right? But we've seen what worship can look like maybe, and we would like to incorporate a little bit of that in our church. So I want you to pinpoint, like, what do you want to see? Close your eyes and picture yourself in that third song of your worship set. You're looking out at your church. What do you wish you would see? Do you wish arms would be raised? Do you wish people would be like this? Do you wish people would clap along, smiling, whatever it is? What do you want worship to look like in your church? I want you to ask that question. But here's the thing. The onus for worship to look that way is not solely on the people that you're leading. It falls on you as a worship leader. Here's what's true. People will never go beyond what the leader goes beyond. What you do on stage tells people what's appropriate for worship in your church. I'm pretty sure I heard Brian Fuller from Worship Tutorials say that, and I think it's true. What you do on stage tells people what's appropriate for worship in your church. So go ask that question first. What do I want worship to look like? But then move beyond that and say, how do I model that this week? What do I want worship to look like? Maybe you named like 3 or 4 different things, if you broke it down, that you want to see in your church. Just pick one of those things and model it when you're in front of your church this Sunday. If you want people to raise their hands and they aren't hand raisers, you better be raising your hands on stage at some point, or they're never going to come to that conclusion by themselves. I guess they could if they read the Bible and saw that people were raising their hands. But people need to be led in that if it's not normal for them, if they're not used to it, if they're used to just sitting down all the time for worship or standing silently in worship and mouthing the words, right? People need to be led in that so you can model it, but also then teach it. That's something that you could teach. You could point to the scriptural basis for raising your hands in worship and explaining why you do it, because you're surrendering to God, or however you want to phrase it. Lead them in that. So that's the question I want you to answer before you lead worship this Sunday. What do I want worship to look like in my church? And then take it a step further and actually model it for the people of your church. So that's the quick tip of the week. If you want to improve your worship leading even more, make sure to check out in the description below the link to the free audio training I put together called 5 Tips to Instantly Improve Your Worship Leading. In that audio training, you'll learn 5 things that you can implement this Sunday to improve your worship leading. So check that out in the description below. Other than that, thanks so much for joining me. Till I see you in the next video. Keep leading worship well.